Hi Retro Gamers, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk a little about arcade games that I love to play in the Commodore Amiga. I played these games before I had my Sega Genesis when I was just a little kid. And the funny thing is that I still love to play these games today, because many of these games are almost arcade perfect ports and also remind me of my childhood. But before you continue, if you like my videos and my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Midnight Resistance. Midnight Resistance is still today one of my favorite video games. This was the first game that I finished alone in my beloved Spectrum, and I still love this game today. The Amiga port is very good, the graphics receive a downgrade, but everything else is there. It have all the weapons and sub-weapons from the arcade version, and the music and the special effects are almost perfect. Talking about the music, after so many years, it's still stuck in my head. If you like a good old shooter game, the Sega Genesis and the Spectrum port are also very well done. Riven Island, the story of Bubble Bobble 2. In my opinion, this game is not as good as Bubble Bobble, and the Amiga port of Bubble Bobble was very good too. But I already talked so many times in my channel about Bubble Bobble that today I'm going to talk about Riven Island. This time we shoot ravens instead of bubbles, that we can use to kill enemies and climb levels. The game is set in 10 islands. Each island has 4 rounds, and once they are complete, we move to the next island. The gameplay is simple, we must climb levels, avoiding or killing enemies until we reach the top. This Amiga port was very well done and almost as good as the arcade one. Double Dragon 3. Contrary to many, I like Double Dragon 3. I like the game change to a more realistic art style, totally different enemies and bosses, and the fact that we can play with many different characters and being able to power up such as faster attack speeds or moves gives the game many replay value. The game is probably the hardest of the trilogy. We start the game in the United States and we travel to China, Japan, Italy and finally Egypt. The port, as usual as many Amiga arcade ports, is very well done. I have a lot of fun playing with my friends in 2-player mode. Toki. I love games that combine action and platforms, and Toki is still today one of my favorite arcade games ever. I have this game in my arcade machine, in my PC, and I bought it again for my Nintendo Switch. In this game, our girlfriend is kidnapped and we are transformed into a small ape. We must battle against enemies by shooting energy balls from the mouth or jump in their heads like Super Mario. We start the game in the jungle, then we travel to a lake, then a fire level, an ice level, a dark jungle, and finally we reach the Golden Palace to fight the final boss. To help us on the way we can find many power-ups such as football helmets, sneakers and different energy balls. The game isn't hard, the graphics in this port receive a downgrade, but everything else, the music, the items, the boss, the gameplay, everything is there. Commando. This game is so cool. The gameplay is addictive. I love old war games such as Ikari Warrior, Rambo, Green Beret and many more. And I absolutely love this one. We have our machine gun with the infinitive ammo and hand grenades with limited ammo. We don't have a second to breathe in this game, the enemies are constantly coming and we just have to shoot them while avoiding the bullets. At the end of each level the screen stops and we must fight several soldiers coming from a gate or a front to proceed to the next level. This game is like many arcade games in the 80s and 90s, it's simple, addictive and fun. So that's it gamers. I'm going to try to talk about the Commodore Amiga more times in my channel, because it's a machine that I really love and I have so many good memories. But for now, I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.